It's that time again, everyone. It's not just football season, it's reading season. I hope you're working on your 6-book challenge and keeping track of those titles on your entry form. Just pick a team, Clemson or Carolina, and start reading today. All the entry forms have to be turned in by October 27th, so you still have plenty of time. If you need some good recommendations for books, you know I'll be happy to help you out. Maybe you will be the lucky winner who receives 4 tickets, sideline passes, and an invitation to the pregame activities for this year's Palmetto Bowl. I'd like to introduce the Shadow and Bone trilogy to you. Orphaned because of the border wars, Alina was raised by strangers with only her friend Mal. Drafted into the army of war-torn Ravka, Alina and Mal join their regiment on a dangerous mission into the Fold, a place where darkness reigns and nobody survives the attacks of the nightmarish creatures that live there. When the two friends are attacked, Alina accidentally summons her dormant magical powers to save her regiment. After Alina's powers are revealed, things don't go so well. She's taken away from everything she knows and sent to be trained to serve in the court of the Darkling. Cut off from contact with Mal, Alina has a hard time learning to use her power. When she discovers the Darkling's plan to enslave her in order to destroy anyone who opposes him, she must figure out a way to stop him and find her way back to Mal. Will she learn to wield her power and save Ravka before it's too late? Of course, you knew I was going to tell you that you can find out by reading Shadow and Bone, plus the sequels Siege and Storm and Ruin and Rising. This is a dark fantasy series and would be great for readers who also enjoy adventure, suspense, and magic. Here's the new perfect pick for this week. Uglies is the first book in a really great series. I just reread all the books this past summer because it is so interesting and exciting. Imagine a future where just before your 16th birthday, you would undergo cosmetic surgery, which will transform you into the most beautiful and handsome people whose only job is to have a great time. It almost sounds like it would be perfect, doesn't it? But there's a dark side to all that beauty, and when Tally Youngblood's best friend decides that she doesn't want to become pretty, Tally must find her and turn her in, or never become pretty herself. When 12-year-old Lucy learns the family pharmacy might close, she decides to attract customers using her amazing knowledge of makeup application and products. When she's not giving lip gloss advice and booking appointments, Lucy helps her best friend Sunny deal with a first crush. Lucy also joins her school's Earth Club, researches green businesses, and hatches a plan to expand the pharmacy into an eco-spa in order to save the business. It's a fun read, and I think you'll enjoy it. Paul is the new kid at his boarding school, and he has a dark secret. Caitlin admires Paul from afar and resents that he only has eyes for Erica. Erica thinks that she and Caitlin are best friends, but she's wrong. Adam is a bully with a major chip on his shoulder. Mark is outgrowing his old friends, but doesn't know how to make new ones. In a few short hours, none of this will matter. Without warning, a horrifying infection will spread across the school grounds, and a group of students with little in common will find themselves barricaded in a classroom, fighting for their lives. Some will live, some will die, and then it will get even worse. I want to point out a perfect pick called Charlie Joe Jackson's Guide to Not Reading. If you're a fan of the Wimpy Kid books and you want another funny series to read, then you should meet Charlie Joe. His guide to not reading is very entertaining, and as he says, if I can not do it, then you can not do it too. He may be the most reluctant reader ever. So far, he's managed to get through life without ever reading an entire book from cover to cover. When he gets to middle school, Charlie Joe must resort to desperate measures to keep his perfect non-reading record intact. This book is really laugh out loud funny, and I think anyone, readers and non-readers alike, will appreciate Charlie Joe's 25 exclusive non-reading tips, which are included throughout the book. Once you've finished Charlie Joe's guide to not reading, be sure to move on to his guide to extra credit, in which he, of course, is doing everything he possibly can to avoid being sent to an academic summer camp. His guide to summer vacation is tied with the first two books for the best Charlie Joe Jackson book ever. Of course, it also happens to be the third book. And finally, don't miss Charlie Joe's guide to making money, in which he is determined to make the largest amount of cash by doing the least amount of work. As he says, get rich without lifting a finger. I'm really excited to be able to preview some of the books that are going to be in the book fair. Remember, the book fair starts October 17th. The first book I want to feature is The Boys Who Challenged Hitler. When Hitler's army invaded Denmark, its nation's leaders surrendered. Embarrassed by their country, a group of teenage boys formed a secret club to sabotage their Nazi occupiers. Slashing tires and stealing weapons, the Churchill Club boys risked capture and death at every turn. How long will the club be able to remain a secret? What will the Nazis do to them if they're caught? These brave teenagers changed history, sparked a resistance movement, and saved their country. Imagine what you might have done in the same situation. Remember, this book will be featured in the book fair in a few weeks. The second book fair book I want to preview is called In Case You Missed It. Life's not fair. Sammy is facing a set of circumstances she could never have imagined. Instead of dreaming about going to the prom with Jamie, the hottest guy in her class, she finds herself defending every one of her private thoughts to the whole school. Her family's private server has been hacked, and every text, email, and even her diary have been made public for the whole world to see. She's been brutally honest, even about her best friends, who abandon her when they read her journal. But there's something even more painful about her family that's exposed. People lie, even the ones you love. Can I just say, I am totally reading this book. Remember, watch for this book in the book fair starting October 17th. I've got another piece of public library news for you. All teens are invited to play a Muggle version of the Quidditch game that we all know and love from the Harry Potter books. The fun starts at 4:30 p.m. on Thursday, September 29th at the Hampton Memorial Library in Easley. For more information, call the library at 850-7077. Get your brooms ready, everybody. Before I go for this week, I just want to say that I'm pleased to see people checking out the top 16 board when they come into the media center. There have been a couple of changes this week. Some of the titles have moved around, and Dirty Little Secrets has made its way onto the board. Dirty Little Secrets is a really neat story. It's about a girl whose mom is a hoarder, but that's not really what it's about. It's about what happens after something awful occurs right near the beginning of the book, and how the main character, Lucy, has to deal with it. So if you haven't checked out Dirty Little Secrets, come on in, put it on hold, see if we have a copy. You got to read it. It's really good. I'll see you next week, everybody. Okay, that's it for this week. Be sure to thank your teacher for showing the video. Come in and get the books, and if we happen to be out of them, feel free to put one on hold. And don't forget to be awesome. Bye-bye.